I'm reading from the King James Version, Genesis chapter 19, Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed. And I read, verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gates of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Verse 2. And he said, Behold now, my Lord, stand in, I pray you, into the servant house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and you shall rise up early and go on your way. And they said, Nah, but we will abide in the street all night. Verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into the house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, surrounded the house, both old and young, and the people from every quarter. Verse 5. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men who came in to you this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him. Verse 7. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not act so wickedly. Verse 8. Behold, now I have two daughters who have not known a man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do you to them as is good to your eyes. Only unto this man do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Verse 9. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came into sojourn, and he will need be a judge. Now will we deal worse with you than with them? And they pressed hard upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. Verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. Verse 11. And they smote the men at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great. So they wearied themselves trying to find the door. Verse 12. And the men said unto Lot, Have you here any beside, son-in-law, and your sons, and your daughters, and whatsoever you have in the city, bring them out in this place. Verse 13. For we will destroy this place, because the cry against them has become great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. Verse 14. And Lot went out and spoke unto his sons-in-law, who married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this place, this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. Verse 15. And when the morning arose, when the angels rushed Lot, saying, Arise, take your wife and your two daughters who are there, lest you be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Verse 16. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth, and set him outside the city. Verse 17. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth outside, that he said, Escape for your life, look not behind, neither stay in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest you will be consumed. Verse 18. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Verse 19. Behold, now your servant has found grace in your sight, and you have magnified your mercy, which you have shown unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil overtake me and I will die. Verse 20. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape there. It is not a little one, and my soul shall live. Verse 21. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted you concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow the city for which you have spoken. Verse 22. Hast you escaped, therefore I cannot do anything till you are come there. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. Verse 23. The sun was rising upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Verse 25. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. Verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Verse 27. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place there. He stood before the Lord. Verse 28. And he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. Verse 29. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. Lot and his daughters. Verse 30. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his two daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in the cave, he and his two daughters. Verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man on the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve the descendants of our father. Verse 33. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he knew not when he lay down, not when she arose. Verse 34. And it came to pass on the next day that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay last night with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and you go in and lay and lie with him, that we may preserve the sentence of our father. Verse 35. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him. And he knew not when he lay down, nor when she arose. Verse 36. That were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. Verse 37. And the firstborn bore a son, and called his name Moab, the same in the father of the Moabite unto this day. Verse 38. And the younger, she also bore a son, and called his name Benami, the same is the father of the children of Anuam unto this day. This ends our reading.